Today we'd like to introduce you to a microscope slash telescope slash camera setup that was used by amateur microscopists in the late 19th century, early 20th century. It comes from a company called Davon, and they were based in London. So we're going to open the box and we're going to show you, this was completely made of brass. Each of the pieces was made of brass. It's got a live box for microscopy. The main setup is right here. We have some lenses up here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these out of the box, we're going to spread them out, and then we're going to make each part of the microscope slash telescope. Okay, yeah, we're ready to construct the microscope. Okay, this is a compound microscope which has the eyepiece. The kit comes with two eyepieces. We have an eyepiece here, we have another eyepiece here. It pops in and out, as you can see here, and it focuses by moving this up and down. But we also, because it's a compound microscope, we're going to have the eyepiece here and another objective lens here. So I'm going to choose the 2/3 inch lens. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to pull out the objective lens. We'll put that on the bottom here. Because these instruments were made of brass, and brass is a very soft metal, you have to be very careful when you put the pieces together. So always hand tighten with this. So we have a lens here, our eyepiece, our objective lens here, and now we're going to put it onto the base. We'll put it down to the base like this. And now, if we were looking at something, let's say we were looking at a small piece of plant, I would put the plant on there, maybe in a drop of water, and put a cover slip over, but for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to put the live box on top, just so you can see how it would be used. And we'll put the two stage clips here, bring that in. Now with a light microscope, you need light. You need light to bounce off of this concave mirror, up through your specimen, and then focus with the draw tube here. So what we're going to do is move the magnifying glass over. We're going to, let's say we were being illuminated by a candle, not a whole lot of light, but we'll put that in direct line with the mirror. We'll bring up the light and we can focus using this. So from Davon and Company out of London, this is the light microscope part of the Davon micro telescope. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to convert our light microscope into an astronomical telescope. For the time being, we don't need our eyepiece and objective lens, so I'll lay that down there. We'll take that out. Now, we're going to loosen the base a little bit, and we're going to take off the mirror that's transporting the light for the light microscope. We'll take that off. We'll put that over here carefully. Again, we have to be careful with this. And then I'm taking off the condenser for the light microscope, and I'd like to just point out that there's a notch right here. Anytime you see anything that's notched on a handmade instrument such as this, it's there for a purpose. So the purpose of that notch is an alignment point for this telescope lens. So I'm going to take this and line it up with that stop right here. Now we only need two lenses. We don't need a third lens. So from the microscope, I'm going to take this objective lens out, put it back into its case. Now we have our eyepiece here and our telescope lens there. So we carefully put this into the base. We bring this up, and now we angle it upwards. Now we're looking at the moon, we're looking at the stars, we can look at the planets with the Davon micro telescope. This setup is an astronomical telescope with the lens here and here, focusing here, but we can also convert this astronomical telescope into a very simple field telescope. And the way we do this is take this lens, we put this adapter on the end of the lens, we take off our eyepiece tube lens and carefully put this onto the other lens. Now we have a field telescope. We have an eyepiece lens, an adjustment, and the eyepiece to see. So this can be used for bird watching. This can be used for sighting vessels at sea. Once again, the Davon Micro Telescope. What would go in this place right here, attaching to this base, because there's 3 attachment points here, is the camera and the bellows. We'll show you that in a few pictures, but this is where the camera setup would go on the Davon Micro Telescope, but also camera. Okay, what we're going to do now, the Davon Micro Telescope was deemed a portable device in its day. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take it all apart, assemble some of the lenses, and put it back in its box. So we're going to take this out, and this. We'll reattach the mirror, or first we'll put the condenser on. We'll reattach the mirror. This mirror is a little snug, so we have to be careful with that. Take this apart and put this right back here so it's not resting on the lens carefully. Sometimes I wrap these in cloth for a little safer keeping. And we'll take the base. The base is a little bit tricky. We'll put our telescope lens in here, our adapter over here, our large telescope lens in here, and our microscope lens, our mirror, and one spare piece, and we're all ready to close up the Davon.